this up. During that Marvel relaunch they're comparing you to, Invincible. What book is it that was the Marvel #2 book?
Secret Wars.
Secret Wars #2.
Secret Wars. Well, I'm thinking of something else, but some of those Marvel books from those relaunches or whatever big events, like I know Invincible, all different Iron Man #1 dropped. It was like a 300,000 copy book, and it dropped down to 125,000 from 1 to 2. So some of those drops are crazy. So to even really understand what they're talking about there, you'd have to go find Secret Wars #1, then go, what was the retail incentive thing that pumped up #1 so much that people had to qualify for?
I'd be so happy with 120,000 in sales. If I sold 120,000 copies of Cyberfrog, Jason Bascom, I would be content. I'd be okay with that. Sequential Treasures, hello, Angry Baneling. How are you guys?
Hey, how you doing tonight? First of all, I want to congratulate you on making the 1 million mark. You know, all these haters out there coming at you like they are on Twitter and whatnot. You're knocking them to the ground. Yep, you're knocking them to the ground like a drunken Cecil in a chair. It's love to watch that. They don't understand. The more they come at Comicsgate, the stronger they make us. You know that. So don't get upset about this #2 thing. This is no big deal. You need a challenge.
It's such a failure.
The challenge.
If you're not first, you're last. You know, Ricky
That's
Bobby.
right.
Yes,
#2 is the first place loser.
Yes, but #2 is also the spot that makes you push so you can be #1, and that's what Comicsgate need, because they don't understand. The more they come at us like that, the stronger it makes us. So we need the challenge.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I just want things handed to me, Shane.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you may only have to keep pace, not speed up. Like you may just have to keep the same pace you're going. Like I don't think you actually have to try harder because they're falling behind. So.
Oh yeah, you're right. Like if I keep this pace and they keep losing, theirs. You know,
what is it? Steady wins the race.
Sean Crummell, what? Listen to me, Sean. Sean, what are you mad about? Why don't you come in here and say what you need to say, Crummell? Every single day. David Bowser says, "Remember, those numbers are shipped to stores, not sales." I know that. That's what's so frustrating about it. Adam McGore says, "Are you doing more trading cards in the future? If so, would you make it as its own separate perk?" I'm doing trading cards all the time. Shane, trading cards are a great way to keep fans interested.
I was going to tell you, I was going to say it the other night on the stream before Cecil fell out his chair, that that's one thing I like about CG is it's very retro to me because I was a big fan of the Marvel trading cards like Art Adams and people would do. Like, you guys just need some chase cards, some hologram chase cards.
I kind of have a chase card. If you signed up for my mailer back in the day, you got the card of the lead character with his name. Otherwise, his name doesn't appear in the comic book. So you don't know his name unless you signed up for the mailer and got that card.
But see, that's what's great. Everybody has cards, so it kind of makes the card collectors of CG bounce around everybody's thing. To me, anyways, because I used to collect Marvel trading cards, even though the CG cards are each one's different. It kind of makes you want to collect all the CG cards.
Yeah, I still have some of my old card sets that I used to collect. I got like the Vampirella ones. I got the She. I've got what the Bloodlines DC did for those aliens and the annuals that one year. I got all kinds of trading card sets I still have.
Dude, Ethan, share my screen. Check this out. I got this the other day. Like, it's Star Wars tops. It's all the top stickers. That's all it is it's all the stickers. It's even got the poster
and then you put them in
backs.
Scenarios, or what do you do?
No, it's the trading card stickers.
Oh.
You remember the old, like they put them all together.
Yeah,
It's
I remember that.
I remember those.
So it's got like the movie scenes. I was it's on sticker paper, of course, so you only get like one page, But like just being a fan, like I was like, this is super sweet.
Remember those cards? I had a pair of
remember the backs used to make a poster, right? So they did this, so you can pull it out and you do have the poster, but you have the seams in it. But like of course that's like a Raider. I was really impressed. Topps did this. I was surprised that they went to this trouble. Like, it's got basically every sheet. Yeah, well, if you're an old Star Wars fan, it is.
Well, I am. You know, I had a bunch of those cards, and I traded them for naked Charlie's Angels card.
Wow.
In 1979. You know, like one of my neighbors was like, "Look, it's a woman in the bathtub," and it was like the same kind of card set, but it was Charlie's Angels, and one of the angels was naked in the bathtub, and I traded some cards for that. The other
was
thing,
it worth it?
Who wouldn't have?
yeah.
Well, I was probably
good.
naked in a bathtub too because I was not even one. So
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah, in '79. So
I was 3 or 4. You know, I was already thinking about, I wonder what these women look like in the bubble bath.
full on testosterone at 3 and 4.
At 3 or 4?
Right.
What's wrong with you?
I told you guys that I wanted to, like, I watched Susan Day on Partridge Family and wanted to bang her when I was like 2 or 3 years old. I don't remember why. But I did have. I remember having those feelings. Isn't Fragged doing a trading card for Jason Bascom?
If I hit my 5,000 funding goal, yeah, he's doing a trading card. Yeah.
All right, here comes Micah Curtis. Hello, Micah Curtis. How are you today?
I'm great, Ethan. How about you?
I don't know, man.
You seemed pretty good earlier.
Well, you know.
It's fine till we found out he was number 2.
Yeah, could be better. Here's Captain Chokeout, who's going to make me feel much better. I like Captain Chokeout.
Good morning, everybody.
This guy is a man's man. This guy has the right attitude about everything. Captain Chokeout is a miraculous human being.
Good morning. How is everybody? Good morning, chat. Good morning, panel.
He's a man's man right there. Just that facial hair alone.
Here's somebody called Toby the Tangerine that's probably an Australian. Let's find out. Hello?
Jordan sent us links and we showed
My bad. I'm trying to get into a different stream, but this keeps bringing me to yours.
All right, my bad.
Yeah, I'll leave.
Okay, bye-bye.
Hey, EVS, can I just say something before you kick me out?
Yes.
Thank you for doing all the streams you've been doing lately. They've been helping me a lot. Literally, depression cures your stream. So I just wanted to tell you thank you. Come here and thank you for it. That's it.
Well, Angry Baneling, I'm really glad to hear that, man. Yeah, that's kind of why I do this. Andrew always says, "Are you going to stream tonight?" People want you to stream, and I'm like, "You just want me to go away," and she's like,
You have to wonder what's she doing while you're busy streaming.
She's up there with Ava, and taking care of Ava. But no, she's like, you got to go stream. And then she watches the entire stream. Like, she's a fan. Like, she watches the stream, and then she has comments on it. Sometimes they're unfavorable comments, but most of the time, they're funny. And last night, she was just like, did Cecil get hurt? And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, the crash that Cecil made when he fell out of that chair was ungodly. And, one has to wonder if Cecil... I mean, that was a loud noise when he fell.
Yeah.
People have to understand, when you are not prepared to fall and you fall, I think it hurts.
Well,
that wasn't staged?
He landed with his face. He landed with his face.
Yeah, I'm sure that wasn't a first for Cecil. I'm sure that was not the first time that has ever happened.
Yeah, he fell off the chair a while back as well, didn't he?
No, he falls off the chair all the time. I mean,
that was the worst.
Yeah, like he gets drunk a lot, like really drunk, and then kind of. Well, this is in case you missed it. Here's what we're talking about. Micah, did you see this, Micah Curtis?
I think I saw a clip of this on Twitter, and I'm like, hey, Cecil didn't get his dick out this time, so there's that at least.
Oh, okay. Well, here we go. Let's check this out.
Crazy good. I know with us having that
Look
many.
Even John's laughing.
Are you all right? That's how you know it's quality, when you get John Malin to laugh.
Shane was laughing so hard.
Dude, my mic was on mute. That's the only reason nobody's hearing me even talk.
That's what YouTube channel looks like right there, guys. You gotta be on it.
That's the difference between successful and Cecil.
It's a great line. That is why John Malin. People go, why John Malin? John Malin has the best line at all times.
Shane's laughing like, what the fuck has Ethan brought me into? Like, awkward laugh like.
I've watched Ethan's show for a long time, so I'm kind of familiar with Cecil from on. He lives up to what you expect, I guess. I just didn't expect to be on stream with him.
The worst thing ever, though. I mean, you know, Shane, there was a period of sobriety that was so bad, like from Christmas to no, it was after
January, wasn't it?
January. He stayed sober the entire goddamn month, and he was insufferable. It was like just have a drink. Yeah, and you know I think it was because around Christmas time he got really fucked up. That's when we wrote "Daddy Can't Rape Us All," and he started singing "Do They Know It's Christmas," and it was probably one of the greatest streams ever. It was fantastic.
So much shit for that song today, and I was never around for it. I said you guys aren't a hate group, and they're like, do you need the lyrics to Daddy Can't Rape Us All? And I'm sitting here thinking, like, isn't that a song about taking one for the team? Like one sacrifice, and then the others get away?
First of all, here's where that came from. Cecil was talking about he was talking about a country western group. What was that group? Can't remember. The Barbara Mandrell.
The Mandrell sisters.
And Cecil just said, didn't you hear their first hit, Daddy Can't Rape Us All? And I had my guitar, and I was just like, Daddy can't rape us all. Daddy can't rape us all. Daddy can't rape us all tonight. And by the way, don't you know the lyrics to that? These are the lyrics. Daddy can't rape us all ×3, and then tonight. And then Daddy can't rape us all ×3 because it ain't right. And those are the lyrics, Shane. So if you're wondering,
speaking of Daddy Can't Rape Us All, when are you gonna do another concerto stream?
I don't know. I think about it a lot. I guess I'm like, I always go to my piano and I start playing, and I'm like, nobody wants to hear me sing this song, and I just kind of walk away from it. But
that song, but I'd love to listen to Last Piece of George again.
Oh man!
Imagine Eric July doing a version of "Daddy Can't Rape Us All."
Well, I mean, I did it on piano before. These guys. Here's the thing about "Daddy Can't Rape Us All." First of all, it's one of those things that it's like in the middle of the morning, everyone's drunk, and we're making a joke about country western music. And we're not making light of child rape. In fact, we're saying Daddy can't. We're the victims here, and Daddy can't. And by the way, Daddy is Disney. It's Bob Iger and Disney. So it's an allegory. Is that what allegory means?
Sure. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. It's an allegory for Disney destroying us, and he can't. He can't. That's what it is. And there are some very disingenuous people that are just waiting for us to say something like that they can misconstrue to mean something else, it's all bullshit.
They don't even need that. They already do that now to you with like the Sinestro sketchbook and that Uber Allies thing that Moots Bauman made, and they blame you for that. They don't even need you to do anything. They'll make it up on their own if they have to. That's what these people are about. That's what the haters do.
Absolutely.
Well, there's also inconsistency because they've got the whole thing with the incel bros and Tug's daughter. You don't see Doug TenNapel, telling them to fuck off. Nasser Rabidi told people to go watch their show today. So it's selective outrage.
Dickhead, man. Well, Nasser's a dickhead, and like Ethan, you got too much leeway with him. Oh, he's only listen at 21. At 21, like how old is he? He's 22 or 21,
something like that.
Yeah, he's an adult. Is he on the spectrum?
Yes.
Sometimes
all right. That all right. Then.
We established that very quickly, and that's why Nasser gets some kind of leeway, because Nasser cannot. First of all, Nasser's incapable of lying, which is interesting. I've never heard Nasser lie. You can say whatever you want to say about him, but like not even to spare your feelings. So like that's how you know he's on the spectrum. Like you'll go, "Is your mom pretty?" And he would be like, "No, she's old, wrinkly, and kind of ugly." You know what I mean? Like that's because Nasser can't tell an untruth. Like he has to just tell it like it is all the time, and that's why he kind of became famous. Like he came on the show, and Cecil was really like becoming a star, and he just went, "I don't think Cecil's funny at all." And it was like nowadays. I mean, I guess you could say that to Cecil, but like then, like Cecil had never heard this like 21-year-old kid be so upfront with him and rude. Hi, John Malin. How are you?
Good morning.
Hail, Coach Malin.
Morning, John. They
John.
all
in the house.
Good morning, John.
Traits, though. All of these people, even like Liam, man. Liam, there was red flags everywhere. The dude's an adult, and he's having full blown out. He has tantrums worse than my 5-year-old. And then with Mike, there's and Doug, all these dudes they all do little things with red flags, and I was just like, I wish you'd see them sooner. Like, were you talking to Doug? Did you say earlier, Doug and Mike?
Yeah, I talked to Mike a lot more than Doug. I think when I came in, Doug went. First of all, Doug wasn't on the screen. We were just watching him draw. I think Doug.
They don't deserve the steam off your piss, Ethan.
Well, I mean,
that's why they keep sniffing around, though. I mean, they talk all their shit about how they don't need you and they don't want you. They don't want your simps. They don't want your subscribers. They don't want any of that stuff. And yet they keep sniffing around you every time when they got a project coming out or when they need some money. It's always, oh, let's bring up Ethan. You know, and that to me, that is the true sign of your success, Ethan. That's a success you can't measure by some metrics for, you know, sales of a comic book. Is when you have people who are dedicated to not liking you and yet they still need you to make their money. That's success for you, baby. That shows how great you are because even your haters need you to make the money.
Oh, he's still number 2. So
I'm number 2. Why don't they go to whoever wrote Secret Wars and bother him?
Wait, so did Ethan? Did you go on a stream with Mike and Doug? Is that what happened?
Yeah, I went on. John, you weren't there. You didn't see it.
No, I just woke up. What happened?
All right. So
on whose channel was this stream?
It was on Oz's stream, and I think Oz was like, he's like, I'm gonna have Doug TenNapel on, and I went, all right. And I kind of ignored it. People were saying it was really, really, really boring, because Doug was just drawing and kind of muttering.
Doug is boring.
Yeah.
That dude is not entertaining to look at.
Well, he's entertaining to look at. I don't know if he's entertaining to listen to. He is fun to look at.
You could put him behind some bars and laugh at him. Sort of like the freak show at an old circus.
I wouldn't go that far. I just think that he's a very tall and gangly fellow who always has an angry look on his face. And colors his hair weird. So
he would be in a sideshow. He'd be a sideshow freak if we still had those sideshows today.
Behold these shaven
the rubber
Sasquatch.
band man or some shit like that. That's what Doug would be passing for right now.
Slender Man.
There you go.
Hey, Mystery Meatball, I'm saying good night to you, my friend. You have a great night.
All right, good night.
All right, let me see. Angry Bandling, I'm going to say good night to you, my friend. Thank you for coming on, and seriously, thank you for the nice words about my show. I'm really glad that it makes you happy, man.
Thank you, Uncle Lee.
All right, I'll see you again soon, pal.
What's been going on with War Campaign as well? You said when I was walking the dogs earlier, you say they're refunding projects and stuff as well.
Yeah, we'll get to that, but doing the Oz thing, so Oz has a live stream. Doug's on there. Suddenly, Mike's on there, and then Deadwood Dale goes on, and it doesn't take long before they're talking about me, of course.
Right.
And they have a couple of other people who Doug particularly got very angry with. They had a guy, I think they had was it P Money or J
Money?
J Money.
Oh boy.
They had J Money on there, and J Money was driving them absolutely crazy. Doug was calling him a stupid retard. Doug was really like he got under Doug's skin. He called him worthless. He called him a cultist. I first of all, I was kind of enjoying it. I was in the car driving back from getting KFC in a thunderstorm, and suddenly we've got comic skaters who are talking to Mike S. Miller and saying, Mike, you're not allowed to do political comics. You know what I mean? Like you're not. That's not what you're supposed to. You're not allowed to do that. And I kind of went, I hope comic skaters don't think that you're not allowed to do political comics if that's what you want to do, because that's just not what we're about. Yeah, the idea is you can do whatever you want to do, but you've got to bear in mind that your customers are going to react a certain way, and if you want to maintain the biggest possible audience, you shouldn't do overt political propaganda. But if you don't care, if you don't care about money, because you're rich, like Mike S. Miller is, then
I love that Bitcoin.
Become quite rich.
Then go ahead and do whatever you want to do. And so I kind of called in and said, no, like, this is who Mike is. Like, Mike is somebody who is, like, he's a political numbskull. He like watches Fox News nonstop. He respects all of these talking heads. And that's, you know, that's who he is. So if that's the kind of world if that's what the kind of comic he wants to do, he should absolutely do it and then just accept the results. And I said, Mike, it's going to raise $30,000. I think I said 35,000 and he brought it down to 30. And I went, whatever. I said, it's going to raise $35,000 because that's what Tim Lim books raise. And, you know, he's been doing it for a long time. So, I mean, and Mike was overjoyed with that. He said, I spent 3 weeks on this. If I raise $35,000 on this, I'm going to be thrilled. And I said, well, I didn't say this. I was thinking this because I didn't want to get into it with him. But it was just like, you realize it's not just the time that you draw the fucking comic book, right? It's like, you also have to be responsible for printing the comic book,
the expenses,
and then fulfilling the comic book, and you know,
not to mention all the effort promoting the comic book.
It's a lot of work to do one single comic book. So it's not like $35,000 is going into your pocket. $5,000 is going into your pocket for your 3 months or 3 weeks of work. When really, you know, it's like you look at what you do, and it's like what's sold for you in the past. Was Lone Star. So, you know, that should probably be, if you care about money, that should probably be what you do next.
Well, don't forget, Ethan, this is the same man that said, you know, a while back, you know, principles before profit. So, you know, that's what he thinks entertainment is about. It's about principles before profit. So,
well,
you know,
right.
What else can you expect?
Well, I mean, this is to put it politely. Mike's a fucking idiot.
Exactly. No, I mean, without question, Mike has a low IQ. Without question, and I'm a dummy too, but I'm smarter than Mike is.
No, Ethan. You know, like Mike is legit dense. He's not. He thinks he's clever. He's got. I've said this many a times before. Can you imagine, like, you're a father, Ethan. I'm a father. I don't know who else in here is a father. Can you imagine being sat in a room with your kid and your kid actively siding with the dudes telling you, "Oh, you're being a fucking prick,"
That's messed
and your
up,
kid fucking indirectly saying, "Dad, you're being a prick, man. What you doing?"
Yeah. Well, Mike will tell you that he's a troll. By the way, real quick before we go any further, Nathan Rosario, congratulations, welcome.
Oh, hi. Can you hear me?
Hi, Nathan. Yeah, I can hear you. What's going on?
Okay. Oh, not much. Just here working on some pages for the comic and stuff. So I'm not even sure I wasn't even sure if this live stream would work. So
yeah, well,
that's my
I'm certainly a low IQ guy, but if he's making $30,000 in 3 weeks with 3 weeks worth of work, you know, let's say maybe $5,000 of that, you know, he puts in his pocket. So $5,000 for 3 weeks, it's not bad. Also, the Trump books he's doing without a lot of rendering. So, I mean, he's just really busting, you know, he's shitting these out. So it would seem, Mike, that if he's capable of doing $5,000 a month, why not just do Trump comics every month?
Yeah. That's more than what I make, so yeah.
Well, but then you got this factor too, John. Is okay. You just said yourself he's just shitting them out. So what kind of quality is that going to be? And you know, maybe you'll get.
Well, they know there's no quality. I mean, the people who buy it,
5,000 this time based on maybe some goodwill, maybe on people who might have thought it might be interesting or whatever. And then when they find it and get it and they know it's shit, they're not going to back the next one. So then you're going to get less on the next one anyway. So it doesn't make any sense. Why would you want to just shit something out for a quick dollar? That just
because they already know it's shit.
Yeah, they're not buying it because the art is good. They're buying it because it's political, because it owns the libs or something like that. You know, it has nothing to do with actual. He's not gauging the things that you find valuable sequential as actual value. He doesn't care. It's just about
I know that, but I'm just saying it will be a case of diminishing returns at some point. And so like he's going to brag about, I pocketed 5,000 3 weeks work. Okay, well then in the next one you only pocket 4,000. Well, the next one probably pack at 3,000. What are you going to do then, Mike? I mean, you know, it's diminishing returns. You don't want stuff going down. You want it going up. So you got to bring the quality. That's what Ethan does. That's what John Malin does. That's what.
All right. Am I back? Can you hear me? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
All right. Yeah. I don't know what happened there.
Is this thing already up?
I wanted to show. I basically don't know why this is happening. I wanted to show Nathan Rosario's campaign real quick here. Okay, looks like it's going to work.
There you go.
This is Stump #1, the comic book. Wow, Nathan was at $50 a couple days ago, and we just kind of gave him a little bit of attention, and boom, he's funded. Congratulations, Nathan.
Congrats, Nathan.
Job, Congratulations.
And I would tell other people, please do back this. Nathan, I'm going to let you go because there's a lot of background noise, but congratulations to you. Was that him? That isn't him. Who's making the background noise?
There's just a fan going at my house way in the back. That's it.
It stopped all of a sudden.
You got
you
guys were talking about. Everyone blames me for bad audio. It's never me. But go ahead and blame me.
I live in a house with like 15 people. I have a commune, so it's usually me. But everybody's asleep right now. So
is it Micah?
Funny enough, I can actually throw the space heater on right by me, and no one ever hears it.
Did you guys ever think about doing political cartoons, like for newspapers or anything?
I don't do political stuff.
Well, not political comic books. I'm talking like newspaper political cartoons, like that type of. Didn't you do one before, Ethan?
Maybe when I was a kid. I haven't done one in a long time. I really haven't. I think I did a couple of political cartoons when I was like 19. I was paid to do them for the Burlington County Post. But no, why are you doing political cartoons?
No, I'm just saying, like, I understand that because it goes into a newspaper, it's fresh, that, there's a quick turnaround time. Making a 22-page comic that has a political vibe to it, it just seems like any one of those guys could be caught in a scandal between whoever puts it out or something, and then it's.
Well, Shane, it's not just that, but it's predicting the outcome of an election.
Yeah, that's what I'm
right now.
Yeah, I did like in the Trump election. DC had a Catwoman election special, and I remember working on that with Meredith Finch, and it was so hard for them to nail down the script because there was always a weird turn in the election with, while I was working on it, that was the grab 'em by the pussy came out, and then the Hillary emails all the same time I was trying to. So it was a nightmare because I had like the first of the script and the end of the script, but not the middle. And eventually they had to get somebody to come in and help to get it done just to make the deadline because DC couldn't decide. They were doing like a parody on the Penguin being Trump and some other lady being Hillary. It was just a nightmare to do as a superhero book. And when I saw that book that Miller's doing, I'm like, that just seems like.
I remember that book they did at DC. What was it, like Choices or Decisions, where they tried to tell you who the superheroes themselves would vote for. They had a Green Arrow one and a Superman one. I thought it was like the stupidest damn thing I ever